Hi, I'm Laurie Morse with Living Low Carb and Loving It. And I have to tell you, this is about the 300th attempt to do a video for you. And I don't know, I think because I'm new at it, I just need a little bit more time. I had all these things out on the counter and I was passing things back and forth in front of the camera to tell you what to not have in your kitchen and what to have in your kitchen. And I think what I'm going to do, it ended up being like a 45-minute video, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to sit through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post below this video a link to a list of things that you should have in your kitchen and that you may want to consider not having in your kitchen. And the things that are on the list of to not have in your kitchen, if it feels too uncomfortable to throw all that away, then you might want to just box it up and put it aside for now and revisit the whole idea in about 3 months. And at that point, you can either give it away or you can throw it away, whatever you decide to do. But just keep in mind that if our kitchen isn't set up to support our healthy eating habits, it's going to be kind of difficult to eat healthy day in and day out. There'll just be too many reasons to go out and get things on the outside when what we should be doing is bringing in fresh whole food, keeping it fresh at home, and preparing meals for ourselves as quickly as possible because we all have busy lives. So that's the bottom line. So I'm going to give you the list, and I just recommend that you go through your kitchen and just start putting things aside. Obviously, if you live with other people, I do too, then they're going to have things that you may not want. So, maybe those can be off in a separate section or something, but you want to make sure you have everything you need to be successful. That's the key. The reason why is because if something is in your kitchen, a good chance it's going to go inside of you. And so all of the foods that have chemicals and toxins and that are processed and aren't really even considered to be whole foods, if they're in your kitchen, then the chances are greater that they're going to go inside of you. So you want to make sure that you've really identified what is going to be on the list of things that you're not going to be eating and what is going to be on the list of things that you are going to be eating. And then you can take the next step, which is sort of figuring out how you're going to get that in your meals on a day in and day out basis. So, and I'll be teaching you that a little bit more. This is just about the kitchen setup. The other thing that is really important is to have the right tools. So you want to make sure you have a reasonable set of kitchen knives and a reasonable set of pots and pans. And I am a huge, I couldn't live without the Tupperware type things, but the ones that are vacuum sealed, and I've since moved from plastic because of the BPA to glass. Although I will say that IKEA, if you have access to an IKEA, or maybe you can order online, sells a really amazing set of multi-sized container things that are BPA free, all the way from really, really small to larger that you can freeze soup in or something. And it was like $3.99 for the whole set. I think there were 17 pieces in the set or something. So those are the kinds of things that you need to pull into your kitchen, and it doesn't have to be crazy expensive. You just need to know, what you need. Did I forget to tell you? I want you to know that it is so important to me that food is fun and tasty. So this isn't about, I realized when I said vegetables and chicken breasts that you might be thinking, oh great, how boring is that going to be? I don't want you to think that at all. There are ways to prepare all the basic foods very healthfully and tastefully. So I'm all about that. And your taste buds are going to change a little bit over time. Once you get a lot of the processed foods out of your system, and you taste real food that has real chi in it, and you chew it well so you can actually taste it on your taste buds, it's pretty surprising how some basic, simple food can taste so good. It's very exciting, that part. I make all of my lunches in one shot. So I just set all the containers up on the counter, and I put in the lettuce, and I chop up a cucumber, and I put in, the cabbage and everything else I'm going to have in my salad, and then I add my protein. I put the lids on all of them, and I put them in the refrigerator, and then every morning I just grab it and go. I'll put a little dressing on it in the morning, and then that's it. So it feels to me like it doesn't take me hardly any more time to make 4 or 5 lunches than it does for me to make one, and it was making me crazy to make a lunch every single night for the next day until I realized, oh, with these good vacuum sealed containers now, it's so easy to just make it all at one time. So you can make it on Sunday night, and while you're doing that, you can hard boil up some egg, cut up some fruit or something along those lines so that you have everything prepared for yourself for the week. Okay, so we talked about pans and knives and containers, and so the food parts. Let's just talk about the food part. My interest in working with you is to help you not only understand how important it is to start lowering the amount of carbohydrates that you eat in your daily diet to a modest, normal amount. And most people have no idea how over the top they are eating carbohydrates, and that just poses a myriad of health problems, and left unchecked over time leads to things like heart disease and deranged cellular activity, which in some people that manifests as cancer, and high blood pressure, and blood glucose issues. The body doesn't know the difference between a Snickers bar, a bagel, a plate of pasta, a bowl of quinoa, a chunk of chocolate, a bowl of ice cream. It just all ends up as glucose in the blood. Now, depending on which food that is, it will happen a little bit faster or a little bit slower, depending on fiber and fat and protein and all that, all those kinds of combinations. But in the end, it ends up as glucose in the blood, and that ends up being a tremendous burden on the pancreas and the secretion of insulin and our body's ability to keep check on our hunger levels and that sort of thing. Over time, it's not like one bowl of ice cream is the problem, but the problem is we eat too many carbohydrates in our morning meal. We eat too many carbohydrates in our lunch meal. We eat way too many carbohydrates in our dinner meal. And then we probably have a carbohydrate before we go to bed in the form of some sort of treat. And God knows what's happening in between all of those meals. So day in and day out, meal after meal, week after week, month after month, over time, that is what causes us to have cravings, to have poor blood sugar, to have all, just the list of problems, high inflammation. So I'm not about demonizing all carbohydrates. I'm just about helping you understand the way to eat them and the portions with which to consider eating them, and then that becomes less and less of a burden in your body. I have a sweet tooth. I didn't realize until I really thought about it. Oh my gosh, I have grown up on sugar. We ate sugar cereals. We always had treats. We ate bowls and bowls of cherries. Now, there's nothing wrong with cherries, but fructose has its own thing. And on top of everything else, orange soda, and this is when I was a kid, and barbecue potato chips. And then when I was an adult, I would eat bags of cookie, and on and on and on. And I kept thinking to myself, oh, well, I eat healthy. I eat salads every day, so this is all okay. But the truth is it's not. The other thing I trick myself with is I say to myself I eat really, really healthy, so I can overeat basically, and that's not okay either. So we're going to be talking about all of those things in our 5-week nutrition and getting a grip on your eating habits teleclass. But for now, you want to just look at all the forms of sugar that you have in your kitchen and consider setting those aside or getting rid of them or eliminating them. And you want to look at all the white flour products and all the starchy things that you have and just ask yourself if you really need all of it. And without a question, you want to get rid of fake food, which is processed food. You have no idea how detrimental it is for your body to take in fake processed food meal after meal, if that's what you do. It costs you energy or life force or chi to deal with that, to deal with the chemicals in that, and then to end up with no life force for the cells after all of that breakdown. So you want to really look at removing processed foods and foods that have a lot of chemicals and a lot of pesticides and a lot of hormones. All of our animal products, unless they're organic or grass-fed, are allowed to have hormones and antibiotics put in them, and that is it throws our endocrine system off in ways that I don't have time to describe in this video. So take the list, go into your kitchen, and just notice how your scales are tipping. Are they tipping in favor of the stuff to get out of your kitchen? And if so, how would you like to manage that? And make sure that over time you get the things that are on the list to have in your kitchen into your kitchen. And that's the nutshell version of this whole kitchen video. Thank you for listening. I look forward to journeying with you on learning how to take the monkey off of the back inside of your system so that glucose is stable, as well as leptin and insulin, and the effects that that has on your health over time is huge. So living low carb and loving it, you can go to the website and look for more ways to support yourself, and I look forward to seeing you virtually in the nutrition teleclass.